Has barely any ramps, just straight up horrible, no respect for skaters. Weatherford has a lot of skaters, but they have no place to skate. Welcome to Weatherford, Texas, the cutting horse capital of the world. Today there's a skate park far out in the countryside that we're gonna visit, and apparently it's horrible. And you might be thinking, well, at least they have a skate park, but the skaters of Weatherford, Texas would disagree. They even have a change.org petition to try to get the city to build them a better park. No parking here? Oh, no way.
Not much to film here, bro.
Nice running into a fan as soon as I get to Weatherford, but now let's get our first look at the skate park. Also, thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video, but here we go. We've made it out here, and you know what? I don't hate it, and I'll explain why. It has nothing to do with the city's capabilities. They actually kind of blew it. This is one of the ramps that the city built, and it is decrepit. It is awful. In fact, the actual wood on it says stay off. It's also safe to assume that the city built this flat rail. Interesting circular base, but there's nothing really wrong with this. This is the same flat bar, but circular. And then you have this. It's a quarter pipe and a ramp. Actually looks pretty fun. It's kind of decrepit. You can see that there's some separation in the obstacles, but the rest of the obstacles in the park were brought here or built by the skaters. This ramp is from Keen Ramps, who are actually friends of mine. So someone ordered this and just plopped it in the park. And then they ordered this A-frame, which I've actually always wanted to skate. I've seen it on their website. And then you have this spine ramp from Keen Ramps. Ironically, the Keen Ramps obstacles look more fun to me. And even more ironically, when I was researching this skate park, I texted Corey and kind of asked him, what's the deal with all these prefab ramps? But before we get into his answer, I say we warm up and skate every obstacle. Let's touch each one with our skateboard. Unfortunately, this is taking forever to dry up, so we might have to wait till the end to actually session this. Even still, this side is awful. This crack in between the metal and the wood is separating, and I can feel it every time I'm riding up. It actually stopped me one time and I almost fell forward. There's supposed to be a piece of metal right here like there is on the other one, and I totally understand why people don't want you to skate this. It feels very soft, like it's gonna break through any second, but especially on this side, that's just plywood. That's not even bent correctly, so avoid this, I'm good with that. The one thing I like about the park is the flat rails, and I do want to give you the price of all of these modular obstacles because I found the PDF file that shows the price of parks like this. But since I don't feel warmed up enough yet, I do want to get a couple more tricks on the flat rails and just test them out a bit more because they're pretty good. I didn't take into account that I wouldn't have signal out here, but I remember the quarter pipe section was about $20,000. The middle fun box section that wouldn't dry up was about $20,000, and then each flat rail was about $550 each. So you're looking at $41,100. That's a very, very small investment for a skate park. I'm pretty sure that each of the Keen Ramps obstacles, the quarter pipe, the A-frame, and the spine transfer are about $500 each. Maybe $1,000 for the two quarter pipes because I think they are two put together. So people here around this area spent about $2,000 on their own ramps at a skate park, which shouldn't be the case. And it actually looks like it blends in here. So they spent that much less for ramps that I think will probably be just as fun because those are the ones I'm gonna focus on in this video. I'll let you know what Corey told me from Keen Ramps about the kind of state of a skate park like this and why it exists after a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. I love singing the praises of Squarespace because it's the best website for building websites. It's also a recommendation that I would give any creative entrepreneur who's trying to build a portfolio or trying to have a job in the future working in creatives. It's a great place to kind of build what you do and showcase it in a very cool way, and you don't have to worry about the design because they have award-winning templates to choose from. So you can have your own blog, you can have your own online store, you can even have paid wall classes that people can sign up for, and then you can have people who comment and like on your own website, so it feels like your own social media world. So I would recommend it to anyone who maybe wants a break a little bit from social media, or just wants to have a bomb portfolio, I haven't used that word in a long time, for your creative endeavors. So if you want to check it out, click the link in the description down below, or go to squarespace.com/JohnHill for 10% off your first purchase or domain, or go to the website right now and just try it out for free. They have a free trial, so check it out, and let's get to the skate park. Before I mentioned what Corey said, I want to tinker with this right here, because today this is really cool, because these two ramps I've been wanting to skate for a long time, and now I'm given the opportunity by way of a bad skate park to test them out. So let's tinker with this spine ramp. Ramp worth it? Well, if you look at it in the context of just hard goods in general, it costs so much to actually build ramps, to ship them out. That's why they have to upcharge more than you would spend if you built your own version of this, which I'm sure you could, but this was a little loose on top. I wish it was more tied down. But if you look at these other ramps, like the quarter pipe and the one in the middle that cost $20,000 each, that's actually why the company that originally built ramps like that no longer do it, because it's so expensive and the markup is just so small. So you make such little profit. Even when the ramps feel like they're overpriced, no one's really coming up rich. I found a company called Skatewave that no longer makes skate ramps, but Corey thinks it's a company called American Ramp Company that makes potentially these kind of ramps. And he says, I think a lot of places have them because they land low in public bids compared to concrete, and with prefab they can move really fast. 10 to 15 years ago, when cities didn't fully back skating and didn't know if it was here to stay, it was much more attractive for them to drop $100,000 or so rather than $500,000 to $1 million plus on concrete. Hence why there's so many that exist today all over the world, actually. It's surprising how many options they had in the PDF file that I looked at in terms of different kinds of ramps, but in reality, they're kind of modular. So you don't have that many different types of ramps, you just have a lot of different ways to combine them, which obviously is gonna be more affordable for them, but it also worked in a sense. A lot of cities did get skate parks that wouldn't have a skate park otherwise, where they could buy the parks for $100,000, or in this case, $50,000, and then you're kind of left with garbage eventually, but it really is, in my opinion, better than nothing. But I've always wanted to tinker with this A-frame rail. I saw it on Corey's website a while ago and I was like, oh, I wish I had that, but I have no place to put it. Here we go. Let's go over the reviews, shall we? Jamie Evans says, I'll give 2 stars only because it would be better than skating a dirt road if you lived on one, because I guess that's somewhat of a normal thing in this area. Feels like someone cared 15 years ago and then died. Skate park is a joke. There's no nighttime lighting, kind of run down in general. Yeah, it is, honestly. Everything's kind of run down. Build a better skate park. Skate park is bogus, park is bogus, do better. Definitely need a bigger skate park. And the next comment, sweet skate park. So that's cool, good and bad. Unkept and pretty bland skate park. I just mentioned the other day how sometimes I'll hate on a skate park and then someone local will be like, oh, I like that park though. But the problem with parks like this is the city. It's the city did not make a big investment into the ramps. I mean, if you're looking at $50,000 for a skate park, they cost $1 million nowadays in a lot of places they're popping up. I know that's a huge investment, but it's been proven in a ton of communities that it's a benefit to everyone all around. It also is very aesthetic. It also becomes a tourist attraction as well, so people will come and visit. Big, nice, beautiful, modern skate parks nowadays. Maybe it is expensive for a lot of cities, obviously, but every city benefits from it. That being said, I think someone up there was like, hey, let's get a skate park built for the kids. And I appreciate the human being that did that and does that in cities like this, because a lot of cities would just be like, who cares? We don't have that many skateboarders, but they're here, they're everywhere. They're skating in their front yard, they're traveling to other cities to skate. So every city, I believe, would benefit from it, especially with a sport like skateboarding that has been growing so exponentially, and that's been introduced to the Olympics, and it's growing and growing. So more cities could benefit from better skate parks. And on that note, thank you for watching. I will see you next time every Tuesday and Thursday for a new video on this channel. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.